My name is Chad Horton, and this is my wife, Sharice. And we'd like to talk to you all today about the importance of listening well. And in communication, there are two roles. There's the listener, and then there's the communicator. But today we just want to focus on the role of listening. And so you can easily define, or what a good listener looks like is someone who is able to sit patiently and listen to the one who's communicating, and then do their absolute best to relay or to rephrase what's been said by the one communicating, and to basically not to relay their thoughts on what was said, but to relay that they understand what the communicator is communicating. So I'll let Sharice take it from there.
So, of course, now that we know the role of the listener, we want to kind of talk a little bit about why it's important to be a good listener, or why it's important to listen well. And obviously we're talking about communicating, which is a two-way, at least a two-way conversation. And at some point, you, as the listener, have the opportunity to respond to what's being said. So now that you understand, because you've repeated that back, you were a good listener, you understand what was being communicated to you, you can respond in a proper way. You can match the same topic from the angle that whoever's communicating is coming from with your response. A lot of times when we don't listen well, we're already formulating in our mind what we're going to say as a response. Sometimes it's something that's a matter of defense or what have you. Then we miss the point of what they're actually saying, because we want to keep our guard, we want to protect ourselves. And when we do that, it creates, it takes away from having that safe space to communicate. And so it would be terrible as a spouse or fiance to be the reason why somebody does not want to communicate, or they struggle with communicating, or communication is frustration for them. And so that's why it's important that we listen well, because as we continue to listen well, we can continue to communicate properly. And a lot of times we hear things and we have our own way of understanding it because our perspectives are different. And so, as Chad said, repeating that back or relaying that message back gives us the opportunity to get a clear understanding as the listener before we respond. So we don't have to go back and say, oh, well, I thought you meant this and that and the other. Yeah. So, and then, now you got to apologize because there's a whole other issue because you didn't listen well. And so I think that it's important that we just have that reminder, keep that in the forefront of our mind when we're communicating with each other on a day-to-day basis, that in order to communicate well, we have to be able to listen well. So, all right. This has been another Monday Marriage Moment, and thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.